Information Man Show. The Information Man Show.
Under the sun, but be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your words. If I'm more than what you bargain for, fun to flirt, but promise to deliver. Much is required, 'cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You ain't ready. Won't be faithful to someone ungrateful. I can't try to make you if you ain't you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You said you want a real one. Well, it don't get no realer than the realest one. Baby, can you handle it? If you really want it, better come get you some. But be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your words. If I'm more than what you bargained for, one dessert, but you ain't finished dinner. Much is required, 'cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You ain't really ready. Won't be faithful to someone ungrateful. I can't try to make you if you ain't you. You ain't really ready for real.
Tell the truth.
No, you. You'll never miss a good thing until it's gone. Oh, baby, you know you're wrong. Yeah, I know you're gonna own it right back. Say you changed, but baby, I know that's cap. I see reality, and the fact is you ain't really ready for real.
We got the best jams on YouTube.
You ain't even ready for real.
Yeah. We gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play back. Almost going live. The Information Man Show.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you want a hot one. Yeah. You with the hottest under
BS3
the
Network,
sun.
changing the way you listen to podcasts. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download BS3 Network, changing the way now tuned to BS3 Network.
Much is required, 'cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for someone ungrateful.
Let's go.
I can't try
Let's go, y'all.
to make you if you
Let's get into this
ain't
program
you
today.
really ready for real. You ain't
What's up, everybody? Peace, peace. Welcome to the Information Man Show. I appreciate everybody and their patience. We're going to get started. I've got a lot to get into tonight. It's going to be interesting. I don't normally get into this celebrity type stuff, but this one, I've covered this in the past. You know, there's been a big ongoing battle between Mo'Nique, Tyler Perry, D.L. Hughley has got involved in the act as well. Again, I'm going to be showing you some footage from things that he had to say, then their rebuttal back to him. This whole thing is crazy. I wish, just like I said in the other video with around the things that Cat Williams said on Club Shay Shay on Shannon Sharp's program, I said the same thing there. Why is it that these black comedians just can't seem to get along with one another? Is it a bigger symptom of the problems that we have as black people with being able to work together and be on the same code? So once again, as you all have known, if you have not seen Club Shay Shay with this man right here, Shannon Sharp, he's for some reason he's bringing controversial people onto his show that are bringing up controversial things, and it is rocking all through the YouTube street. So once again, like Cat Williams, who's on this brother's show not too long ago, it looks like the things that Cat Williams was saying, that Mo'Nique agreed with these things that he said, that shit, she damn near, or not damn near, she co-signed everything that Cat Williams said about the industry, about individuals in the industry, that you got to look at with a side-eyed, okay? And she said, she brought up some things about Kevin Hart. Of course, she talked about Tiffany Haddish. I won't get into the Tiffany Haddish portion, but mainly we'll focus on the things that she said about Tyler Perry. And I've got receipts tonight, y'all. I've got receipts on everything that I'm going to be bringing to your attention tonight. I've got the receipts. I want y'all to keep that in mind. The info has combed through the research, and I know that Mo'Nique has been polarizing over these years. She has come out and she has said, hey, I'm not getting the pay that I should be getting. As a black woman in the industry, black women are not treated fairly, especially if you are a black woman who's heavy set or full figured or dark skinned, you get treated differently. And we know that black entertainers don't tend to make the same money as their white counterparts, but she's been beating at this for quite some time, going all the way back to the Netflix situation, ladies and gentlemen, where she said, hey, they lowballed me. Now, the controversy that's been out there right now, and D.L. Hughley said this himself when he gave a rebuttal to Mo'Nique, is that if you go back and you look at that Netflix special with Mo'Nique, he said that it was a terrible show, that she bombed, she didn't do a good job, and that the reviews on her stand-up weren't very good. Now, that's what D.L. Hughley has said. I'm hoping that those of you, I can never say that last name, DL's last name, as well, so I'm going to stick to DL. If you have seen the stand-up with Mo'Nique, let me know, let people in the chat room know. Give us your opinion that you think it was good, subpar, or not, because that's where he went with it in terms of saying that she's talking, she's making up lies on the show. That's according to DL. However, a lot of the things that Cat Williams was saying when he was on the show coincides with Mo'Nique and the things that she was saying. Now, I had a chance, ladies and gentlemen, I had a chance to personally comb through the receipts. And I'm going to say right now that Mo'Nique was right about a myriad of things. I think what's happening is that because she speaks her mind, I ain't going to lie, she's a black woman, she speaks her mind. I think people have a hard time digesting when it's coming from someone who fits the profile of a Mo'Nique. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I never was personally a big fan of Mo'Nique and her comedy. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So I'm not coming at this from being a fan of Mo'Nique or anything of that nature. I'm just coming at this from based on the receipts and what I was able to gather that tells me the things that she said about Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, rings a large bell of truth based on what I've been able to dig up. It rings very much in heavy truth as she sort of, just like Cat Williams, broke down how the industry is. Now, she said that several people, and I've got the receipts on this, that several people that Cat Williams has problems with or had problems with, that she has the same issues with those people. Now, where did all of this start from? This goes all the way back to when we have Lee Daniels, who Mo'Nique said that so far Lee Daniels is the only one that's given her a public apology, a personal apology on how he handled things. This all goes back to when she won the Oscar. And a lot of times people feel that when they win the Oscar, that you should be showered with great movie roles and lots of money. Well, Angela Bassett, didn't she win an Oscar for a supporting role in a movie or a nomination? I think she did win an Oscar in one of her earlier movies in her career as a supporting actress. And it didn't seem to open up the doors of money flooding on her. There is no guarantee, especially if you are an actor who happens to have the paint job that we have, black people, they've always been lowballing black people in Hollywood. Another thing that we need to get over is this obsession that we have with this Oscar, that we seem to put the Oscar on this whole other level of importance while minimizing the awards that we get from our own people, whether it be the Image Award. Why is it that the Image Award can't be more important than the Oscars when it's being given to you by your own people? So we've been having this love affair with trying to get the Oscars because the Oscars is something that white people came up with to validate white actors, and black people want that Oscar. They want the money to feel validated that they have arrived in this society, and that they have been accepted by white society within the motion picture and entertainment industry. So Mo'Nique, I think, was a victim of that same cultural conditioning, that she felt that, hey, I got the Oscar, so that Oscar validates me to make a certain amount of money when they offer me a special from Netflix or any other movie that I'm in. I understand how Mo'Nique feels that way. I understand how she can come to that that sort of thinking in her mind when she sees her white counterparts winning awards, and some of them that are not as accomplished as she is, and they're getting paid more money and getting more opportunity. So there's a lot of reasons why Mo'Nique makes a lot of relevant statements, that things that she's saying that we sort of didn't want to pay attention to years ago. A lot of this stuff is Piaggi. We all saw our sister from the Empire, who's in The Color Purple. She was crying. Miss Henson, she was crying all over her interviews about how she's struggling to make the money that she should make for all the things that she has accomplished. Now, Mo'Nique says that she doesn't want to give tears. She wants to stay strong, fight the good fight, let everybody know what's happening, and speak louder to push the envelope. But she says, I never want to let them see me crying on TV, because she doesn't want to see the other young black female actresses see her crying and seeing her beat down. But you can definitely know that there is frustration within Mo'Nique, and she expressed that frustration with what she's gone through on the Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. What do you think about it in the chat room right now? I know this is Super Bowl weekend, so people are preparing themselves for football games tomorrow. We'll see what the audience is like tonight. I appreciate you all coming over. Speak with your girl. Marcellus is in the house. Thank you. We got MZ, Kim, Bling, Bar, and more. Check out her channel. She's got beautiful jewelry over there for the ladies and for men who want to buy their ladies something. Definitely check her out. We got Alicia that's in the house. We got Empress, Goddess. Thank you for being here again, because I really appreciate it. Basically, tonight, what I want to do is I want to spill the beans that she's been talking about. She said that Tyler Perry is a liar. This all goes back to when she was at a film festival and they were trying to get Mo'Nique. Remember, they were trying to get Mo'Nique to promote the movie. I think that was the Precious movie. And originally, she said on the Club Shay Shay interview that when they originally decided to film that movie, that Hollywood was saying nobody wanted to see a movie about two fat black women. That's what she said. That's what she said. True. Now, I personally did not want to see the movie, or had no interest in the movie, because I hate seeing the same stereotypical images of dysfunctional black women, dysfunctional black men, dysfunctional black children, a dysfunctional black movie. I'm just sick of dysfunctional black movies, which Tyler Perry has done a great job of making movies in which he portrays black men as dysfunctional black family life, and then he might have one, maybe one, if we're lucky, redeeming image of a black man, one, okay? He's made movies where he has put on a dress, and we've talked about that, how Hollywood likes to take the masculinity of black men and put us in dresses. And of course, Tyler Perry has volunteered to do that because that's been part of his stick with the Medea movies. So Tyler Perry had made the statement that Mo'Nique was sort of lazy or hard to work with because she did not want to go out and promote the movie without pay, because according to Mo'Nique, just to give a quick summary here, that was not part of her contract. That if it was in her contract, she would have been more than glad to do so. So Mo'Nique did not want to promote a movie in which she was not being paid to do those particular. Hang on for a minute, folks. That if she wasn't getting paid like other actors get paid to do promotionals, that it wasn't something that she wanted to do. So Tyler Perry is the one that put that rumor out there that she was hard to work with. He tried to deny it. And of course, Mo'Nique and her husband said, no, this cannot be denied. It's the truth. Tyler Perry, what do y'all think? Mo'Nique has said, and she said on the podcast, and I'm going to play that for you. Just give me a minute here to get things ready to go. She said that Tyler Perry is the one that created a rumor which hurt her career, and she made the claim that it took maybe $10 million of opportunities from her because of Tyler Perry making those statements. For a long time, we've been wondering, did he really make those statements? Now, she told Shannon Sharp on his podcast that I got the recordings and you heard the recording, Shannon. Let's go ahead and hear this for yourself. I appreciate everybody that's here, that's coming through to the show tonight. I figured I would do this tonight because tomorrow's the Super Bowl and everyone's going to have their eyeballs on the Super Bowl tomorrow. But let's hear what Mo'Nique had to say about Tyler Perry. And this is fair use, fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion picture videotapes or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and allows for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe the copyright under 17 USC 107. Let's get at it.
I can only take them at their word.
At their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
Uh-oh.
He said it.
What did he say?
Boom. You can tell that Shannon Sharp did not want to really say what he said. That you could tell that Mo'Nique sort of, I don't want to say bullied, but she was like, she almost talked to Shannon Sharp like she was his mama. Like, what did he say? You can tell from his body language that he knows what Mo'Nique is saying, but didn't really want to say it. Let's go back to it.
Now, here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
What did he say?
Is
Boom! Shannon Sharp, let's just stop playing around, brother. It's obvious that you didn't really want to. You probably didn't want to say it because you didn't want to get any sort of backlash on your podcast. But it's obvious that Mo'Nique said to you that you hear the audio. What did he say? She said it to him 3 times, and you got a big, muscular black man here who sort of shriveled up a little bit, football player, who sort of shriveled up, in my opinion, for a quick moment because, Mo'Nique came at him like an OG, like he was his mama, and said, what did he say? And let's continue on, because you could tell he knows what she's saying, but he just didn't want to come out and outright. Let's go ahead, Shannon.
Mo'Nique, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
No. Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything we did was legal. And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass.
When she says everything was legal, everybody, and just to let you know how YouTube works, you have to understand the science of YouTube. When you play copyrighted content from another channel, you have to go back and forth to bring a uniqueness to the content that you're using that's someone else's content. So you have to go back and forth with commentary. You just don't play it all the way through. Just giving y'all some YouTube tricks and tips there. But she clearly is saying that I think they live in Atlanta, Georgia, it is legal to record someone. So she's saying that they were legally within their right to do so. Let's hear some more. This is fair use.
Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right.
Okay?
In Georgia.
We have him on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to, but did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family.
So that's where she's going to say it cost her family $10 million. So in the audio, she's simply saying that he violated her because he admitted in the audio that he did do irreparable damage to her reputation when he put it out there, and that she was hard to work with, she was difficult, and she said that she lost money. She says it's to the tune of $10 million that her family lost in this relationship, this back and forth saga of a relationship that's gone sour between her and Tyler Perry. Now, she does say on this podcast that to his credit, he took the time to call her and her husband, who also plays a role as her manager. And there's people, when I did a podcast on this, what was this, two years ago, there were people that were talking about how they thought that the husband was the one that was holding her back, that he's the detriment, that he's the problem being her manager and not being a good manager. That's what people were saying, putting out there in the atmosphere. I don't know that. I'm just saying that that's what was put out there. Let me let you hear this.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor.
Is he gonna make he's gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Mo'Nique? You can sit right here and she's sitting right here and you and I can have a conversation.
And will do you?
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that Tyler Perry is going to come on his show? Tyler Perry might feel that this is a disrespect, that his name is being dragged through the mud. This might be his perspective on this situation. And as a result, he may not feel comfortable coming on Shannon Sharpe's podcast to answer to something that he said he didn't want to deal with anymore. That's what was also put out there, that he didn't want to talk about this situation about Mo'Nique anymore, that he's kind of moved on from it. And now this podcast, we got to be honest, it's sort of dragging and dredging all these issues back up again. Let's hear this again. This is fair use, fair use.
One better. And give me 5 on that, baby. Where do you want better, Shay? My husband and I'll sit right next to him. See, with this whole situation, and some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have this issues with those same people.
Thank you for being here, Blaze.
There were people that...
Let me just say we got Blaze in the house. We got Von Bryant. Tiffany is in the house. What's going on, my sister? We got Mike B. We got Blaze. We got some good people. Empress got us. Come on in, folks. Make sure you share the video in your social media. All you got to do is take your tablet, your cell phone, if you're using a cell phone, your desktop, your laptop, take your mouse, your finger, and look to the part where it says share and simply share it to your Facebook right now. You can share it to your Twitter right now. Share and share alike. Thank you. This is the Information Man Show. And I got goodies for you. Let's go back to this because I've got a surprise for you all.
Reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay. There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
Now, she talked about that there were celebrities and politicians that were going to bat for her. She said something about grease back, slick back hair. Al Sharpton.
Is power.
She said Al Sharpton was supposed to go back to her. We talking about Al Sharpton, the alleged, and I say alleged for the purpose, obviously, on YouTube, the alleged FBI, the alleged agent, y'all. Slick back. Al Sharpton. I'm telling you right now, these jack-a-leg preachers, I'm telling you.
Jack-leg preachers.
You can't trust some of them. Because while he was calling himself going to bat for her, let's see what happened. Let's see what the good old, slick back hair Sharpton.
Sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter.
That's Al Sharpton.
And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
That's Al Sharpton.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet.
She's saying that Al Sharpton talked about how he loved her like a daughter, that he would have her back, And she said after 6 months or whatever, weeks or 6 months or whatever it may have been, that she didn't hear anything back from Al Sharpton.
Jackleg preachers.
That soon as he got a hookup with Tyler Perry and his private jet or plane, we don't have to fly commercial no more. That's what good old Al Sharpton, the FBI agent or the agent, the undercover agent, allegedly. Let's continue. I said, let's continue.
I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Okay. Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right? I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Mo'Nique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Mo'Nique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then Mo'Nique
That's
has
the
to
husband to the right.
apologize publicly
Uh-oh.
to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a
Woo. She said, look in the goddamn camera. Look. Shannon Sharpe is an ex-football player. Dude is muscular, tall. And she came on the show and damn near bullied him like he was a rag doll. She told him earlier in this video, did you listen to the audio? The audio of Tyler Perry? What did he say, Shannon? What did he say? And then Shannon was like, well, you can't record people. And then she turned around and said to Shannon Sharpe, she came on there with authority. She said, Shannon Sharpe, look in the damn camera. On his show. Let's get back to it.
Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
yes.
Okay.
Stephanie Mills.
Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right?
I love
I told her
Stephanie
what
Mills.
happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Mo'Nique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine. While we're on the phone,
Mills.
Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Mo'Nique, but not with her husband. Are you ready for this?
Not with the husband. Are you ready for this, y'all?
Yeah.
And then Mo'Nique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Boom. Shannon, now you were very right there. That would be a lie. Now, look, here is the situation. As a reminder, not only did she have the riff with Tyler Perry saying that he contributed to ruining her reputation within Hollywood, but now, just like Sister Hansen, just like the sister in Color Purple said that she was having problems with Oprah Winfrey, Mo'Nique made the statement that Oprah also made her reputation mud, ruined her reputation as well. And Shannon right there said, but that's a lie.
Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Mo'Nique, but not with her husband. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Mo'Nique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
That'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a stage the way you.
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Woo, she didn't ran. Man. Shannon, man, is it your show? She said, look in the goddamn camera. Was it your... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is this is this Club Shay Shay? Is this Shannon
Yeah, right?
Sharp?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying, so I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away.
Whoa. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and notification, share the video. This is a hell of a broadcast. Now, she made claims, alleged claims, that Tyler Perry, that she had a video, she caught him on video running his mouth with her and her husband, in which he admitted that he had did things that did reputable damage to her reputation within this place we call Holly Weird. Well, I'm here to tell you it's no laughing matter, folks, because it is true. Yes, it is. I think that this video, that audio that she put out there, she gave to Shannon Sharp, I think it is damaging, folks. I think allegedly Tyler Perry did admit to her that he was wrong. And you know why I know this to be facts? Because I got the damn audio for y'all tonight. Brace yourself. Ha ha. Let's get into it right now. Let's get into this audio. Let me let you hear. This is the leaked audio of a phone call between Mo'Nique and her husband, who you're going to hear him voicing a lot, and you got Tyler Perry, okay? Here is that leaked audio. I want tonight, get your ears, because we're going to hear a lot of audio tonight. So get your ears ready to hear this. I think it's about a 15-minute phone call audio. Get your popcorn, your drinks, your smokes, whatever you're into, because I've got this audio and I've got more. So get with it. Get with it. This is the Information Man Show. Let's get with the audio right now. Listen up, and I want you to put sevens in the chat room to let me know if you can clearly hear the audio. Here we go.
What you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty, and it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty, Tyler, about saying? Because we're not talking about the comedy skit. You're obviously not hearing what I'm saying.
That's where it's all
No. Here's the thing.
You said chump change earlier. You said you don't want any chump change. Does that mean you do not want the money for Precious or what?
Wait a minute.
That's a very simple question.
I said to you earlier, Sadiq, that wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't think that was fair.
But what would you want to be done, sir?
How would you want it fixed, Tyler?
How would you want that fixed?
And
how would I want what fixed?
let me tell you.
The reputation of that fixed?
Let me tell you.
What exactly are you asking?
Let me tell you, so that because and my husband is that part of our team that he has the business conversations. I'm the part of the team that you saw May 13th on the stage. So what I would ask you is, because you're talking in Tyler Perry language, I would ask you to let Mo'Nique talk to Madea. Because when you start talking in Tyler Perry language, brother, you talk like you don't get it. Right, nigga. Right. You got to laugh at it because you know. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you, Tyler. When I watch your movie.
Woo, this is real raw talk, y'all. Woo. Woo. Did you hear that? They on the phone. This ain't no, they talking on the phone. And Mo'Nique said, now, she said, nigga.
Information is power.
I don't like to see black people using that word, talking to each other like that, but you gotta admit, it's raw and real. Oh my God. She said, now wait a minute, nigga. Oh my God. Mo'Nique is a piece of work, boy. Oh my God. And y'all saw how she was talking to Shannon Sharp. She said, Shannon Sharp, look at the goddamn camera. Woo!
Information is power.
Woo, did you hear how she? Oh God, here we go. Woo!
Movies. When I watch your movies, I dig Medea. And you know why I dig her? You know why I dig her, Tyler?
Because she could be your mother.
You know why I dig her? You know why I dig her? Because that bitch is real to her gut. And she don't give a fuck how I come out. She don't give a fuck how it's taken. But everybody knows she love you, but she gonna tell you the real shit. See, when you stepped away from Medea and you became Tyler Perry, the billionaire, this is the conversation you're having. Like, well, guys, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? See, you a brother that slept in your car. And you needed niggas to fight for you to get you up out the goddamn car. See, your mama that you love so dearly, this is when I know
Wait
that.
a minute. Woo, God. Man, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God. She is really reading him the tea. She said, when you needed niggas to get you out the car that you were sleeping in, Tyler Perry. Because remember, that's his backstory, that he used to sleep in his car. I mean, she really, I mean, they talking like, woo, boy, this ain't no Hollywood talk right here, y'all. This is real and uncut. Oh my God. Woo.
And everybody saying on the radio and everybody saying on the media, oh my God, it's Oprah and Tyler. They're the ones that can employ her. Why ever would she say it? Because I love them niggas. That's why I'm saying it. Because I'm tired of reading the stories 100 years from now where we had to go through this shit and we watch our brothers and sisters die and suffer in silence and in poverty, and we know they was right. So what I'm saying to you is, Medea, make Tyler's ass step his ass up. I'm talking to Medea right now. Medea, I need you to pull Tyler's ass in the back and say, baby, you watching this sister and you watching her family starve. You're watching it. And you're saying, what do you want me to do? Listen, don't you play with that baby like that. You know the shit y'all did was wrong to her. Power. You gave charity, you gave them $400,000 to $500,000 to charity, and you know that bitch got $50,000. Where's my pistol, Brown? Where's my pistol? Because I need to shoot this nigga.
Oh my God.
Now, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna shoot him in his ass to let him know Medea's mad as shit right now.
Woo. Man, I don't know. What are you all thinking? What are your thoughts? Excuse me. I need a drink. Woo. Water, of course, but God. My God. Ooh, that's raw. It don't get no more raw than that. But as they continue to talk, I'm gonna be quiet, y'all. You're gonna hear Tyler Perry admit his wrongdoing. Wow.
See, that's why I'm talking to my brother. So I appreciate you calling me. I do. I appreciate you calling us. But when you call me, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna call and find out whatever money is coming in for Precious, and I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it over to you, whatever it is.
So you can clearly hear on that part right there, Tyler Perry admitting that whatever money comes in, he's gonna give money to Mo'Nique because she lost money. So if Tyler Perry wasn't guilty of anything, why would he have to say, okay, I'm going to make it right for you? Let's continue to hear this.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this, and I want to talk again.
I'm gonna write you a check on it seriously because no, hear me. Because this is the thing about this. And when we start talking about this, we're doing this, and this, we're doing that, and black people doing this, black people doing that, what we need to understand about that is this. Where we are right now and what we're trying to do, we got some opportunities that a lot of most people didn't have. So what I don't want you to feel one day, not one day, is that you were mistreated or that you were treated unfairly. Now, if that means that that's what I need to do, then you do that. You do that. You take that and take it from
Let me tell you where I'm gonna take it from. I'm gonna take it from it's business, and I'm gonna take it from my brother saying, listen, yo, this is what y'all was supposed to get.
No, here's the thing, brother.
Well, I don't know what you were supposed to do.
Here's what we're saying is, when you say, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna send you the check, listen, not charity, brother. We don't, because see, what happens is, what's not gonna take place on our watch is this. I wrote a check for something that came in, and it's one of those things where you missing the point. And we believe enough in the universe to understand that, listen, when a person come to you sincerely with understanding what it is that you're talking about, versus just saying, I'm gonna find out what it is and I'm gonna write a check. Now it's in the tabloids, you wrote us a check because, you know, I know you flew Whitney Houston in on your private jet, you know, you gave TD Jakes $1 million, and the whole is the way that this is being done. It's like, don't throw us no chump change, because we had to go through a movie audit with Lee for monies that he didn't get. And they're saying that he did something with the money from the movie, okay? These are the things that we had to deal with. So to speak about the dollars that you're going...
That's the thing that I have to deal with too, because I bought the movie to Lionsgate.
Listen to what I'm saying though. But listen, Tyler, this is what I need you to hear me. Hold on. In life, you can't walk around mad at everybody because one person did something to you. You must be able to compartmentalize where your frustrations lie. So when you say that things going on with the movie, and then you had it with Lee and then Mo'Nique, you're lumping everyone together. And that's what people of color have a tendency of happening to them. They're all this way. See, if you just focus specifically on the interaction with Mo'Nique and yourself and it ain't never been anything but cordial, even in times of disagreement, because our thing is, we're not looking to, it's like we said on the podcast, who in the hell wrote the story about how David stepped to Goliath and said, y'all are Goliaths. We just the Davids. We're not in no position to be trying to start. We're not looking to try to start any beef. But at the end of the day, all I'm asking you in your private time, because it's not going to happen right now on the phone, all I ask you in your private time is, how would you want to be treated if you were in a situation where people or a person put out something false about you? Then someone said that they didn't have the same experience with you. They're glad that they had a great experience with.
This is why I'm having trouble answering that question, because it starts as a question and it goes in that direction. So I was on to you for a minute.
Let me stay with the question, because you make a good point. Let me stay with the question. The question is, what would you want someone to do for you who said things about you and or mentioned things about you, alluding to the difficulties that they had with you, all because you chose?
I got an answer.
How can you answer something and I'm not finished?
Okay, well, let me answer part of the question, and then you can the other part. How about that?
Can you do me a favor? Can you, since you called up to have a real conversation, typically I know you used to directing, but what I need you to do is just hear me out man to man. And that is this. How would you feel if someone says something about you that you were not contractually obligated to do? What would you want them to do to make that right? And it don't have nothing to do with money.
If somebody had said that, let me just try to be in the position. If somebody had come along and said, Tyler's difficult, he's terrible to work with, he's not going to do anything that you want him to do. If they said all those things, right? If that's what the rumor was, and there were other people who knew that was not to be true, I would want those people to stand up and say that's not true.
So, will you and Oprah do that?
I can't speak for Oprah.
Will you do that?
my experience. I certainly can. I've never worked with Mo'Nique. All I can speak for is my experience on Precious. I don't give a damn about saying that.
Would you do what you wanted done for you, Tyler? It's real simple. Would you do what you would want done for you? Because you told David when he said his experience was wonderful, you said that was not your experience. And the question I would have, what did you experience with Mo'Nique and or I that made your interaction with us displeasurable? Especially,
I see exactly where you're going. What made my interaction displeasurable is to have to try to navigate between Precious, Lee, Mo'Nique not wanting to do any national press without getting paid, having to navigate through all of that. That's where my problem was.
But Tyler, this is where we are though. I'm talking in real time. But when you understand, because you're again speaking about other entities and components besides Mo'Nique. What we're saying is what made it but what I'm saying to you is I want your experience based upon your understanding that Mo'Nique, as we told you then.
Now I want to say something, folks. It is true that Tyler Perry does not really know Mo'Nique like that. He said it very clearly on there that he never really worked with her. He was involved with Lionsgate, the distributor of the movie. And it was also an issue around her promoting the movie when she said this herself, that she didn't feel it was right that she would have to go out and promote a movie that was not in her contract for her to get paid because they weren't going to pay her. That's where a lot of this stuff happens. You can see the husband is going after Tyler Perry. Look, the bottom line is that they wanted Tyler Perry to give an apology. And in this video, you're going to see him admit that he did say some things that was damaging to Mo'Nique's career. But I do find it interesting because I see people in the chat room who've written this. I think, I think people have always believed that the husband has been the one that has caused her career to take a hit. We got written here, her husband cost her a lot of money. Y'all need critical thinking. Now, that's all we do over here, sister, is do critical thinking. I'm playing the actual audio of their conversation in which Mo'Nique admitted on the Club Shay Shay podcast that Tyler Perry admitted on this audio that you're listening to, or we're going to get back to it, that he did say some things about Mo'Nique, about her being hard to work with, allegedly, that may have done some damage. This is in the audio. This is why I'm playing the audio. I think we're all using critical thinking skills. I said this in the beginning of the video. You weren't here. That there were those, because I've done videos about these folks before, that there are those that believe that the husband, in the way he has conducted himself, may have contributed to hurting her career. And that there are those that felt that he's not a good manager. And there are those that feel like DL, that he's simply being carried by Mo'Nique. These are the things that have been put out there. So I already had raised those points earlier in this podcast, just so you know. So we are always thinking critical over here. Let's get back to the audio. I want to thank everybody in the chat room that's here. We got OG Patrice in the house. Tiffany's in the house. Sir John A. Johns. No, Sir A. Jones is in the house. Thank you. I want to say the name correct. We're always trying to be critical in our thinking on this show. So I'm just playing both sides of everything. But really, I got to be honest, when I heard this audio and how he did eventually admit to what he did, or partially what he did, I got to admit that it does make, when Mo'Nique says what she says about Tyler Perry, it does give it some validity. But let's go on with the rest of the audio and let you hear the rest of the audio to completion, y'all. And I appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you.
Writing those scripts, or whoever wrote those scripts, they understand life.
Come on.
And I thought it was you. And if you don't understand that when you sit by and you say nothing when you know it's wrong, as you now said you know, and you agree, then what is the call really for, my brother?
What is it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to say this because I spent way too much time here. I thought that this would be a quick call that I could just call and say how I felt and to absolutely wish you the best. The only way this changes, I think the only way this changes, I think for you guys and where you are is this. I think Mo'Nique needs an amazing movie. She needs to be with a great director. And once the movie's done, it comes out. She gets all this kind of buzz. She gets all this that she did before, and then this thing goes away. That's the way this changes. It's got to be the right thing that comes along. Kind of some of the stuff that Octavia Spencer has been doing that comes along, or Viola comes along. She does that, and all of this goes away. I know that town and how it works. It's like, okay, oh, that was a moment that's passed. She's amazing. That was wrong. So what you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now.
I'm going to stop it right there because I want to give some respect to my man, Jonathan Kidd, everybody in the chat room that's here. We got my man, Trey is in the house. What's going on with you, brother? I'm going to put you up on the board here. I appreciate you coming over, brother, and being a part of this program tonight. I've got the receipts tonight. I've got more goodies for you. Don't go anywhere. Wherever you are, folks, don't go anywhere. It's not over. It's just beginning tonight with the things that I'm going to play for you. But I want you all to realize that there's always two sides to a story, to a situation. Let me put up here my man, Jonathan Kidd, who gave me the super chat. If I could, where are you at, Jonathan Kidd? Jonathan Kidd, where are you at? Makeup, what's going on? Good to see you. My man, the real Aaron Collins. It's good to see you over here. It's been a minute, my brother. Earl Owens, Tasha S. I think it did chain. But where is the super chat? OG Matrice has put up, she says, it's me, that's when a black man stands with his wife 10 toes down. Black people have a problem with that, but always say, well, yeah, there's always talk that's put out there that black men don't protect black women, that black men don't go to bat for their women. No matter what you think about Mo'Nique's husband, at the end of the day, he's supporting his wife. Whether you agree with her position or not, this is still an example of a black man that is going to bat for his woman. I have to agree with that. No matter what our different opinions are about this situation. I'm looking for my man, Jonathan Kidd, who sent me a super chat. And anyway, Jonathan Kidd, brother, thank you for that super chat. Right. Why talk crazy and we don't know? And I want to say thank you again for the super chat, brother.
Thank you for the super chat.
And before I get back to the audio, let me do this for Jonathan Kidd in the super chat that he just sent me. Out of respect, brother, here you go.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tell them run it off. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans. Don't need no friends.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat, brother. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for being here tonight. We've got a lot of good. We got my man Blaze, brother Blaze is in the house. And let me see. Let me see here. What do we got going on here? That's what this is, okay? Having a man and having an actual good man are two different things, y'all, for real. I think that it's all up to our opinions. We don't know these people personally, but all I can say is that that's what a wife and a husband are supposed to do. They're supposed to support one another no matter what people on the outside think. As I said before, there were rumors put out there that people believe that her husband has hurt her career with his positions that he has taken. That's what people believe. That's how people think. But we're not in their relationship. We're not in their household. We don't really know what's really going on. The only people that know what's really going on is them and the people that know them personally. We only know what we see from the outside. Now, from the outside, it does seem like a lot of things that has been going on has hurt her career. Maybe people in the industry making rumors about her, and maybe her husband hasn't negotiated contracts properly. I don't know. D.L. Hughley has said in his rebuttal, and I'm going to play that tonight, that he believes that she has made bad decisions in the type of contracts that she has signed when it comes to the money that she has said that she has not gotten. So there's all sorts of sides to the story, folks. But we got my man, Real Aaron Collins, who just gave me a great super chat as well, as my man Jonathan Kidd said. And let me see what Real Aaron Collins is saying here. He said, $5 super chat from the Real Aaron Collins. Glad to see you still holding it down on the YouTube streets, my brother information man. Thank you. Thank you. We got Kitty G in the house. What are you saying? Mo's husband got her Netflix deal. He's her manager. Yeah, he's her manager, which is why some people believe that he has contributed to her situation. That's what people have put out there, because he's not only her husband, her partner in the whole 9 yards, but he's also her business manager, which is why he's
information is power.
See, that's information, which is why he's talking and negotiating in her behalf. So if he's her manager, he has every right to speak his mind, whether we like it or not, or whether we think he's competent or not. We're all entitled to our opinions. I have no problem with people having a different perspective around here. You know, I do not. But let's get back into this. I want y'all to hear the rest of the audio. Let me see what my sister Tiffany is saying here. She says her husband has not hurt her career. They can't take advantage of her anymore since he's been in her life. Even her greedy family. Yeah, she does talk about how she had to cut her family off too in that podcast with Shannon Sharp. She said that sometimes some family members can be a detriment to you and you have to leave them behind. And it's true. Some family members can hold you back. That is very true. Let me see what you're saying here. Summer is saying a good manager and a manager is not the what? Just listen. God bless. Okay. I'm going to say this to you, everybody. I try to look at these issues with logic, not take too, how can I say this? There's some issues you're going to put emotions into, and some issues you don't need to put emotions into, because they are what they are, and you just go with the evidence of what you have to work with, which is this audio that I have tonight. I'm going to get back to the audio. I appreciate everybody coming over. I have no problem with people having difference of opinions. We should all be able to have the difference of opinion, but we're not entitled to our own facts, even though we are entitled to our own opinions. Tasha says this, what is your opinion, information man? Well, based on the audio that I've heard and some things I heard about Kevin Hart out of his own mouth that I'm going to present to you tonight, or finish presenting to you tonight, I do believe that Mo'Nique has legitimate legitimate issues as it relates to what Tyler Perry did to her. Lee Daniels, who has already come out and admitted his wrong. So they've already buried a hatchet because he came out and admitted his wrong, y'all. His part in this situation. Tyler Perry on this audio has sort of admitted his wrong because that's why on this audio, he keeps talking about, hey, I'm going to get y'all money. I'm going to get you some money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's why he called. Then there's the issue of Kevin Hart, which we're going to get to tonight. After examining the things that I've examined, she does have some validity.
Information is power.
She does have some validity in certain areas. Let me see. We got my man, Black Anonymous, in the house. Information Man Show in chat. Does anyone remember when Oprah did that show with Mo'Nique, brother and parents? Yes. And Mo'Nique was also unhappy about that. Like, why would you put her parents on your show without her knowing? Why would you do that? Right. Mo'Nique has an issue with Oprah because Oprah did the unthinkable by putting her family on her show and exploiting the situation. Because Mo'Nique has said that some people in her family she can't deal with. She can't mess with. They're just trying to use her. And then Oprah manipulated that situation by bringing them on the show. And that ever since that situation too, Mo'Nique has been furious about the situation. Let's get back to the leak audio, folks. Let's get back to it right now. Let me know if you can hear the audio as we get back to it in the chat room by putting 7s in the chat room.
You missing the point. And we believe enough in the universe to understand that, listen, when a person come to you sincerely with understanding what it is that you're talking about versus just saying, I'm going to find out what it is and I'm going to write a check. Now it's in the tabloids. You wrote us a check because, I know you flew Whitney Houston in on your private jet. You gave T.D. Jakes $1 million. And the whole is the way that this is being done. It's like, don't throw us no chump change because we had to go through a movie audit with Lee for monies that he didn't get. And they're saying that he did something with the money from the movie. Okay. These are the things that we had to deal with. So to speak about the dollars that you're going
that's the thing that I have to deal with too because I lost the movie to Lionsgate.
Listen to what I'm saying though. But listen, Tyler, this is what I need you to hear me. Hold on. In life, you can't walk around mad at everybody because one person did something to you. You must be able to compartmentalize where your frustrations lie. So when you say that you had the things going on with the movie, and then you had it with Lee, and then Mo'Nique, you're lumping everyone together. And that's what people of color have a tendency of happening to them. They're all this way. See,
there we go with that people of color nonsense. I wish black people would get that term out of your vocabulary. Let's continue.
If you just focus specifically on the interaction with Mo'Nique and yourself and it ain't never been anything but cordial, even in times of disagreement, because our thing is we're not looking to, it's like we said on the podcast, who in the hell wrote the story about how David stepped to Goliath and said, y'all are Goliaths.
I want to read this here. Tiffany Jackson, what's going on? Good to see you, my sister. She says, it is interesting how the trio of Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah were all involved in specific attacks aimed at Mo'Nique. I do find it interesting myself, what you're saying, Tiffany. I appreciate you coming back around, and we're going to continue this. Let me play the audio.
We just the Davids. We're not in no position to be trying to start. We're not looking to try to start any beef. But at the end of the day, all I'm asking you in your private time, because it's not going to happen right now on the phone, all I ask you in your private time is, how would you want to be treated if you were in a situation where people or a person put out something false about you? Then you say, then someone said that they didn't have the same experience with you. They're glad that they had a great experience with.
This is why I'm having trouble answering that question, because it starts as a question and it goes in that direction. So I was on to you for a minute.
Let me stay with the question, because you make a good point. Let me stay with the question. The question is, what would you want someone to do for you who said things about you and or mentioned things about you, alluding to the difficulties that they had with you, all because you chose?
I got an answer.
How can you answer something and I'm not finished?
Okay, well, let me answer part of the question, and then you give me the other part. How about that?
Can you do me a favor? Can you, since you called up to have a real conversation, typically I know you used to directing, but what I need you to do is just hear me out man to man. And that is this. How would you feel if someone says something about you that you were not contractually obligated to do? What would you want them to do to make that right? And it don't have nothing to do with money.
If somebody had...
He's saying that because the issue is that Tyler Perry put it out there, according to Mo'Nique, that she's difficult to work with, which she believes or felt that it hurt her career and she lost money. That's why the husband is asking that particular question. How do you make it right? Let's get back to the audio.
Let me just try to be in the position. If somebody had come along and said, Tyler's difficult, he's terrible to work with, he's not going to do anything that you want him to do. If they said all those things, right? If that's what the rumor was, and there were other people who knew that was not to be true, I would want those people to stand up and say that's not true.
So, will you and Oprah do that?
I can't speak for Oprah.
Will you?
He definitely cannot speak for Oprah, but I want to actually read something that let me see what Trey said. Mo'Nique secured the highest honors in acting with one movie. A small hint of jealousy and envy stinks. Let me go to Tiffany. And she said, Mo'Nique is not perfect. However, it has to be so crushing to have so many people coming against you at the same time. And maybe okay, we got Tiffany who says this. So many love to go along with the get along gang. Very interesting. Tasha says, I wish Sydney would come out and say what he wants instead of being passive aggressive. You know, I have to agree with you. Sydney is sort of being passive aggressive. He should just come out now. Once again, who am I to tell them how they should talk or how he should talk? But I think you're right, especially when you're the manager for your wife. You do need to be direct. All right. If Tyler Perry did something to damage her career, I think it makes sense. Just come out and say, this is what we want to make it good. Now, Tyler Perry did say that he did have a check to cut for them. And to his credit, Tyler Perry is the one who made this phone call when they wanted to hear from him. But I do think you are right. A more direct approach would be better, but let's hold up because maybe this audio is going to reveal that the conversation is going to get more direct. Let's see, everybody. I appreciate everyone that's here. I see we got Carlos X in here, Trey's here, Tiffany Jackson. We got Tiffany D is in the house, Kenja G, Jonathan Kidd, Tasha. A lot of good people are here. Summer, I think that's your name. Summer is here. I know that you have a difference of opinion. I don't have a problem with that, as long as everybody is respectful to each other in the chat room, even if you have different of opinions. Let's get back to the audio, ladies and gentlemen.
You do that.
My experience, I certainly can. I've never worked with Mo'Nique. All I can speak for is my experience on Precious. I don't give a damn about saying that.
Would you do what you wanted done for you, Tyler? It's real simple. Would you do what you would want done for you? Because you told David when he said his experience was wonderful, you said that was not your experience. And the question I would have, What did you experience with Mo'Nique and or I that made your interaction with us displeasurable? Especially,
I see exactly where you're going. What made my interaction displeasurable is to have to try to navigate between Precious, Lee, Mo'Nique not wanting to do any national press without getting paid, having to navigate through all of that. That's where my problem was.
But Tyler, this is where we are though. I'm talking in real time. But when you understand, because you're again speaking about other entities and components besides Mo'Nique. What we're saying is what made it but what I'm saying to you is I want your experience based upon your understanding that Mo'Nique, as we told you then, see writing those scripts or whoever wrote those scripts, they understand life.
Come on.
And I thought it was you. And if you don't understand that when you sit by and you say nothing when you know it's wrong, as you now said you know, and you agree, then what is the call really for, my brother?
What is it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to say this because I spent way too much time here. I thought that this would be a quick call that I could call and say how I felt and to absolutely wish you the best. The only way this changes, I think the only way this changes, I think for you guys and where you are is this. I think Mo'Nique needs an amazing movie. She needs to be with a great director. And once the movie's done, it comes out. She gets all this kind of buzz. She gets all this that she did before, and then this thing goes away. That's the way this changes. It's got to be the right thing that comes along. Kind of some of the stuff that Octavia Spencer has been doing that comes along, or Viola comes along. She does that, and all of this goes away. I know that town and how it works. It's like, okay, oh, that was a moment that's passed. She's amazing. That was wrong. So what you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty and it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty, Tyler, about saying? Because we're not talking about the comedy skit. You're obviously not hearing what I'm saying. No. Here's the thing.
You said you don't want any chump change. Does that mean you do not want the money for Precious or what?
Wait a minute, Ty.
Everybody, I hope that you're listening to this audio because I'm not going to cut into it too much because I want y'all to hear it as it's starting to heat up a little bit. Looks like it's starting to go left a little bit. I want you all to really take it all in so that we can get your opinions as to what you think as the conversation is starting to get a little on edge.
Wait a minute, brother. Hold up. Because see, now what happens is the billionaire's starting to come out.
Right.
Now what's happening is when you call and say, I didn't mean for this to take this long, brother, you called us. And see, what that said was when we first got the call, I'm going to tell you some real stuff. My heart skipped a beat because I said, okay, we get ready to talk to a real cat because he reached out. But now the tone you're beginning to take is, I'm a billionaire and I ain't got time for this. And it ain't going the way I thought it. Wait, hold up, brother. Hold up. Because see, you'll start over talking. I ain't got time for this. And let me say this. And when you say chump change, here's the thing, baby. See, the community is involved right now. You know it and I know it. And everybody out there know it. The community is involved. And they want to see how it's going to play out. Because the community is saying, wait a minute, y'all. Hold up. We don't know this sister to be no bullshitter. We know she a loud mouth. We know she'll say some shit off the wall. But what we know about it is she true to her word.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong?
Tyler.
Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler? To say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that that was wrong? Or am I missing something?
I absolutely said that, yes.
So the question I would say is,
Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard Tyler Perry admit some wrong here. I hope you all heard that part. He admitted some wrongdoing. Let me just bring it back a slight bit, and here is the audio.
Will you and Oprah do that?
I can't speak for
Do what you wanted done for you, Tyler. It's real simple. Would you do what you would want done for you? Because you told David when he said his experience was wonderful, you said that was not your experience.
Let me stop it there and move it up a little bit. Here we go.
Is to have to try to navigate between Precious, Lee, Mo'Nique not wanting to do any national press without getting paid, having to navigate through all of that. That's where my problem was.
But Tyler, this is where we are though. I'm talking in real time. But
let me stop it there because we heard that part. Let me move it up. I thought I could get us back. I think I'm getting us back to that part where he does admit some wrong here.
Other entities and components besides Mo'Nique. What we're saying is what made it this play. But what I'm saying to you is I want your experience based upon your understanding that Mo'Nique, as we told you then, see writing those scripts or whoever wrote those scripts, they understand life.
Come on.
And I thought it was you. And if you don't understand that when you sit by and you say nothing when you know it's wrong, as you now said you know, and you agree, then what is the call really for, my brother?
What is it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to say this because I spent way too much time here. I thought that this would be a quick call that I could just call and say how I felt and to absolutely wish you the best. The only way this changes, I think the only way this changes, I think for you guys and where you are is this. I think Mo'Nique needs an amazing movie. She needs to be with a great director. And once the movie's done, it comes out. She gets all this kind of buzz. She gets all this that she did before, and then this thing goes away. That's the way this changes. It's got to be the right thing that comes along.
Yeah, I hate
kind of some of the stuff that Octavia Spencer has been doing.
I agree, Aaron. I don't like seeing black people going at each other like this, but this speaks to a deeper problem that we have as a people, that we somehow, in some cases, not all, sometimes can't work together, whether it be entertainers, whether it just be regular everyday black people. We've got to figure a way how to get away from this because, and I've talked to black comedians, Brother Kev and Carl on the Black Therapy Show. Make sure you check out the Black Therapy Show every Sunday because that sister who's in the chat room, Sister Tiffany Coates, Tiffany Coates says in the chat room, she's a part of that show. And both of those guys are comedians. And they said that it is a big problem within black comedians or black entertainers who don't get along with each other. And it's really a sad commentary. Let's continue the audio.
That comes along, or Viola comes along. She does that. And all of this goes away. I know that town and how it works. It's like, okay, that was a moment that's passed. She's amazing. That was wrong. So what you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty and it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty, Tyler, about saying? Because we're not talking about the comedy skit. You're obviously not hearing what I'm saying.
Let me.
No. Here's the thing.
I need to move this up a little bit from where it was at. I think we heard that already.
This changes. It's got to be the right thing that comes along. Kind of some of the stuff that Octavia Spencer has been doing that comes along, or Viola comes along. She does that, and all of this goes away. I know that town and how it works. It's like, okay, that was a moment that's passed. She's amazing. That was wrong. So what you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty. And it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty?
Okay, I got to move this up. Okay, let me see where we are now.
Tyler, wait a minute, brother. Hold up. Because see, now what happens is the billionaire's starting to come out.
Right.
Okay, the billionaire. We're
Now
going to let it go from here.
is when you call and say, I didn't mean for this to take this long. Brother, you called us. And see, what that said was when we first got the call, I'm going to tell you some real stuff. My heart skipped a beat because I said, okay, we get ready to talk to a real cat because he reached out. But now the tone you're beginning to take is, I'm a billionaire and I ain't got time for this. And it ain't going the way I thought it should. Wait, hold up, brother. Hold up. Because see, you'll start over talking. I ain't got time for this. And let me say this. And when you say chump change, here's the thing, baby. See, the community is involved right now. You know it and I know it. And everybody out there know it. The community is involved. And they want to see how it's going to play out. Because the community is saying, wait a minute, y'all. Hold up. We don't know this sister to be no bullshitter. We know she a loud mouth. We know she'll say some shit off the wall. But what we know about it is she true to her word.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong?
Tyler.
Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler? To say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that that was wrong? Or am I missing something?
I absolutely said that, yes.
So
Boom. He said he absolutely said that, folks. Let's continue.
Question I would say is, so the question I would say is, but
I didn't mean to spend this much time on it, is because just like you were there with your beautiful twins, I got a little boy, and I want to make sure when I'm off, that's where my attention is.
Here's the thing. Then you shouldn't have made the call until you were able to talk. But the last question I would ask you, hold up. The last thing I want to ask you is this. It's real simple. If you said it was wrong, when do you speak up and say that it was wrong, Tyler? That's it.
Okay, then that means telling my whole experience, about how I feel about the whole thing. That means telling my whole experience.
Whatever you but Tyler,
without explaining the whole situation.
Tyler, here's the thing. You are articulate. You is smart. Okay.
And you is kind.
And you is kind.
Okay? Listen to me. Listen, shit, this ain't the billionaire. This is me. You gotta cut all that out. This is me talking to y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts about some of the things that you've heard? That was the ending of that audio. And Tyler Perry clearly admitted some wrongdoing. He basically called them up and felt that I think I got the impression that Tyler Perry felt that he could just call up, throw some money at them and say, here, I'm going to give you some money. I know I did some wrong. And let's just bury the hatchet. I think he was looking for a quick resolution. And I think just from gathering the audio there, it appears that Mo'Nique and her husband wanted more than just okay, we're going to give you some money. Bye, good talking to you, boom. I think they really wanted Tyler Perry to admit his wrong, to have some reconciliation, I guess, between them. And I think they really just wanted Tyler Perry to hear them out and how they felt and how it made them feel. But I think Tyler Perry really didn't want to get into a long, drawn-out conversation about everything that transpired. What do you think? Let's get to the next video because she also speaks upon Kevin Hart. Let's get into this part right here. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. The other part I'm going to break down. Now, she's going to talk about Kevin Hart as one Cat Williams talked about how you have industry plants. Let's hear her in this video. This is fair use. This is a video now. This is fair use with the purpose of criticism, critical analysis, news reporting. Let's hear what she says in this particular breakdown, Mo'Nique.
Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to read
Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives.
Now, let me bring this back. Because I have a method to my madness here. Here we go. Fair use.
You know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart.
No one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that.
Now, Kat's making very good points. I don't remember ever hearing about him in L.A. I know that he started his career back in the East Coast. He's from Philadelphia, Kevin Hart. This is very, very
person
important.
Or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister. Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to present that podcast to you. It'll be an audio podcast. Mo'Nique is 100% right what she is about to display and tell you here on this video tonight. I had to stop that right there for preference because we are simply taking this step by step. She says that Kevin Hart came on to the podcast with her. It was his podcast. Talked about how she's like an auntie, a mother to him. You're going to hear all of that. She ain't lying about none of it. I got the receipts on it. And I kind of had to throw Cat Williams in there because she said, you know, when Cat Williams talked about industry plants and how people just come out of nowhere, Mo'Nique is going to drop something down for y'all here. Let's go into it.
He said, I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler. I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back.
I want to give Kevin Hart a clap for doing that. Okay, because a lot of people won't do something like that. So let's make it clear for the record. Kevin Hart cut a check and gave Mo'Nique a check and her husband. Of course, D.L. Hughley called her husband out and said, what man allows another man to give money to his family or to his woman when he's supposed to be the man that takes care? We're going to play D.L. Hughley tonight as we get close to conclusion because D.L. Hughley has a bone to pick. But this is very important stuff right here. Let's play this. This is fair use.
We said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped.
And she also put out there, ladies and gentlemen, that they paid Kevin Hart back with interest. Let's get at it.
Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner executive abuse. They was like, oh, this is incredible, because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by.
Wait a
We
minute.
get a call.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Kevin Hart gave them money. They paid Kevin Hart back in full interest, okay? Kevin Hart said that he wanted to work with Mo'Nique. He wanted to do some collaboration. He wanted to utilize his entertainment company to collab with Mo'Nique and her husband as he is her manager. And he said he would get back to her. He contacted Tyler Perry, after already having that phone conversation with them, he didn't want to go over it again, okay? He said, no, I don't want to talk about it no more. Then this is what happens after she has this podcast discussion with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart comes off as if he's genuine, that he's real. And then let's hear what Mo says here.
Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Mo'Nique.
Oh,
so whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Mo'Nique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus?
So right there, she's told by Kevin Hart, we're going to work together. We're going to connect. Then his manager, who happens to be a white guy, I think she gets in contact with the manager, or the manager calls her and now says, or his handlers tell her that Kevin Hart, all of a sudden, Kevin Hart doesn't want to work with Mo'Nique, y'all. What's really going on here? Let's get to it.
You gave your check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately.
So it was his manager.
I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship at something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
Whoa! Whoa! It was 2 years ago that Kevin Hart said he would work with her, that he wanted to partner with her, he wanted to make things right. And Mo'Nique says that was 2 years ago. She called him up and said, hey, you letting this white man get in between our relationship, which was his management, who said that Kevin Hart didn't want anything to do with her. And Mo'Nique said right there for all of you to hear on the Club Shay Shay show that was 2 years ago. Hear this little part again.
Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship at something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
Whoa. Yo, this is crazy, y'all. This is real crazy. This real crazy, Tiffany. It's crazy, MZ, Kim, Bling, Bar, and more. It's crazy. J Rock, it's crazy. What do y'all think about this? We got Charles says this, Tiffany Jackson, Bling, rich Negroes with zero power. To be frank, I don't think black people globally understand power dynamics. It is crazy, Alicia. It is crazy, brother Earl Owens. We got Harlem, Swing Dance, and Hot Jazz coming in. Says, Kevin said, yes, a massa. Yeah, but check this out. Now I'm getting ready to blow y'all away. Let's get to the audio because I got the receipts. I want y'all to hear. This is what I got to say. I got to say this. I give Kevin Hart's kudos for giving her money, which they paid him back. But the problem I have with Kevin Hart is after I listened to the podcast, which I'm going to play portions of it for you, and I'm not going to interrupt, but only when I need to. I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin Hart was kissing her butt. He was telling her what he was going to do. He was talking about how he was going to make it all right for her. I mean, he really was playing it up on this podcast. He was talking about how we got to stick together. We got to make this right. Then if I don't go to bat for you, Mo'Nique, because you're like a mother and an auntie to me, if I don't go to bat for you and do what I tell you I'm going to do, then I want you to look at me. He told Mo'Nique if he did not do what he said he was going to do for her on his podcast, that she should look at him as a piece of shit like everybody else in Hollywood.
Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
I'm here to tell you all, after you hear what you're about to hear tonight on this program, the Information Man Show.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
That you're going to walk away with a different perspective about Kevin Hart. You're going to walk away saying, you know what? Maybe Cat Williams was 100% correct.
No one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual.
I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all see these raccoons? After I had a chance to listen to this podcast that I'm going to play for you and how he was really acting like he had her back, that he understood the situation, that he was going to fix the situation. Now, to his credit, he gave her money. They paid him back. But after seeing what he did, now you're going to understand why Mo'Nique is angry, because she was on the podcast with him. And like she said, it was 2 years ago. She never heard back from Kevin Hart. And we know in Hollywood, and we got black folks out here that shuckle and jive and who are very raccoonish, and they fight for their butter biscuits like you see these raccoons on this video beeline I'm showing you right now. These are things that we have to understand. This is why entertainers can't be our leaders whatsoever. They don't really go to bat for the real stuff. He sat up here and talked like he was going to really be big time with her, and he did nothing. Watch what you're about to hear right here, right now. This is why Mo'Nique spoke up about both Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart. This is why a Cat Williams called him out as being a phony baloney, making up narratives, allegedly, according to Cat. This is why Mo'Nique said what she said on the Shannon Sharp podcast, where he said he was going to do all this stuff. He said, I'm his auntie, I'm his mama. And 2 years had passed. She ain't never heard from him. You know why I know this is true? Because when I found this audio on the podcast, guess how old the podcast was? It was from 2 years ago.
Tell the truth.
Let's get to it right now, y'all. Right now, get your ears together, get your listening caps on, because we're about to take this ride right now. Here we go.
But do it the exact
This is part of
same
it.
way. Because I sat down with those people. I talked with those people. And they said, you ain't doing nothing wrong.
This is on the podcast with
And when
Kevin
it came
Hart.
time to say it out loud, they became cowards and fearful. And what I can't do is let this machine see me trying to
Another thing I want y'all to know is Mo'Nique exposed some of the female black comedians who were also laughing at her, hating on her. Oh, she's going to explain that too. Here we go.
defend this fat black woman. So what we'll do is we'll put her out to fry. See, I had to watch my sister Cheryl Underwood.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
One day on that show, her and Sharon and the sister Julie, they all laughed. Because what's she doing asking for that kind of money? Oh, please. And I wouldn't have no Billy Badass representing me. They laughed. Now I done the road with this woman. They laughed. It was a joke. To now I sit and watch you try to explain racism to this woman when I was trying to explain it back then, but it was a joke. So
what's our solution then, Mo? Like what's the resolve? Like
great question.
What's the make right? Like at this point, you know, I haven't had a platform like this, like the one that I have now, to have open dialogue, conversation, and just this is what this is. I'm saying what I want to know from you. And granted, you know, you're talking millions of people now. Listen to this. Like how do we get to a solution? How do we get to a place of understanding, and not just from you to them, from them to you? And I don't even like saying, right? I'm going to say, honestly, I'm a guy that is so big on, at this point in my career, not just breaking the ground, but really being a part of the conversation of pushing us forward, right?
Yes.
When I'm still hearing the murmurs of a talent as amazing as yourself, I'm still hearing the murmurs, like you said, like you're still using the blackballed phrase and the term. It's like, you know, in a culture and time where people feel like we can cancel, we can stop, we can end. It burns me up when it carries out and carries on, and our talented are all of a sudden, we're no longer in a position to give what we love to give. How do we find a resolve? How is when you say like, yo, we've reached out or we tried or what, like, what's the solution? What does Mo'Nique want? Is it just when you say make my name clear, is it the public side of she was misrepresented, or it was this context and dialogue that was attached to her name at this time? You want to hear people say it was wrong, untrue. Does that make you go, oh, weight lifted? Or is it, I want to be paid for my services for when I did this and I was told that I would get this and I never got it? Is it I was lied to on this contract, I didn't sign? Like, what's the resolve solution?
Let me tell you what the solution is, Kevin. Number one, for me to get my career back, to get my livelihood back. And you sit in that platform. You sit in a platform right now where you can say, hold up, I know her and I know her talent and I know she's funny. So I want my sister. And then I want to make sure we pay her fairly because I know what she brings. See, that can be the solution. The solution also is when you say we got to have dialogue and conversation. What our community is used to is we do cancel. We do throw away. We do say on to the next. You sit in a position where if you could say, hold up, Tyler, Oprah, Lee, the president of Lionsgate, because that's the position you sit in, why don't we get together? Because I do know this woman and I do know what she stands for. And what she's saying, she wasn't wrong. She was not wrong. And when you have those people saying she was not wrong,
So then if it is getting that conversation together,
Yes.
which I very much am in a position to do, to say, hey guys, you know, granted the world of rooms right now is very few far and in between because of just the times and the pandemic. But if there is a conversation where I'm like, hey, all I'm asking is this. I'm asking to put together said Zoom, said thing for everybody to get on, but with the purpose and intent to find a resolve. And Mo, when you're talking to me about getting your career back, when you're talking to me about doing what you love, me as the guy that was 24, that was hugged by this woman, that was loved by this woman.
I just want to say to Summer, I do agree that at some point in time, a person has to move forward and move on from situations from the past. You can't keep your past in your future because you can never move forward when you're being dragged down by your past. I think the problem with Mo'Nique is that she's never really felt that she's gotten the respect that she feels she deserves in the entertainment business, especially being as a black woman that was heavy set. And she said this herself. I didn't make these things up. These are things that she has said. And I think because of that, she's never had proper closure to what has transpired, which is what's making it hard for her to move forward, because we visit all this stuff, what was it, a couple years ago. This situation seems to be continuing to go on, and I think it's just because she hasn't gotten any closure. And what I think is being exposed here tonight on my show and many other shows, and what she has exposed, is that you've got a lot of phony people in Hollywood. You've got a lot of people that look just like us in entertainment who don't even have the backs of other black people in entertainment. And guess what? We got the same problem with everyday black people in the community. When we don't stick together, we backbite on each other, we come at each other in very harsh ways. We even do it on these, as I like to call it, we even do this on these YouTube streets as well. You see, as you see right there, we do it on the YouTube streets. It is a problem, y'all. And we're going to get back to the audio and let y'all continue hearing.
That was so fucking dope, or that felt so dope to be accepted and a part of when you were, oh shit, that's Mo'Nique. I'm talking Mo'Nique the goddamn talk show. I'm talking Mo'Nique the tour. I'm talking the Queens of Comedy. I'm talking Mo'Nique.
Let me read this here. Kenja G said, I like when Tihaji said what she said about pay. Mo said that back then and people took it different than when Tihaji said it. Right. Because I'm going to be honest with you. You know, this is why I think people didn't take it as bad when she said it. This is just the truth, y'all. I think that people didn't have a problem with her saying it because she doesn't look like, I hate to say this, she doesn't look like Mo'Nique. She's not overweight. A lot of people find her attractive. She's been in some of the movies. She's in movies. She's in a lot of movies that we like, that we enjoy. She has a personality that people gravitate to. And I got to be honest, Mo'Nique has said this herself. When you are a big, plumped, BBW black woman, you're a little bit darker skin or what have you, you're looked at differently. But let's not get it twisted, though, because Tihaji has already said herself, Tihaji P has already said herself that she's having problems with her pay and her recognition. And the truth of the matter is, whether you like Mo'Nique or not, she was saying this way before we even knew who Tihaji P Henson was, y'all. That's the truth. Let's get back. And let's get back to the audio right now.
Was fucking Mo'Nique. And Mo'Nique then went to goddamn the big screen. Mo'Nique didn't stop being Mo'Nique. Mo'Nique is still Mo'Nique. Mo'Nique is a bad motherfucker when it comes to this comedy game and when it comes to this comedic acting game.
I want you all to see, that you all witness or hear how Kevin Hart really is talking Mo'Nique up, but he disappeared on her and she hadn't heard from him for 2 years. Now, this is the audio that I'm going to put up that's really going to show you how phony Kevin Hart allegedly came off in this audio when talking to her. This is where he really puts a lot of mustard, a lot on the sandwich, really lays it heavy about what he's going to do and how he's going to go to bat for her. And as she said, it all went puff in the air. Didn't hear back from him, allegedly, according to, not according to me, according to Mo'Nique. Let me let y'all hear this. He's going to go in strong right here. Here we go.
Regardless of what may be said about you then, that people can feel is right or wrong, now, today, in now time, you should be giving an opportunity to say and show, guys, I'm going to say that was wrong, but I want my career. I want to do what I love. I want an opportunity to, and it's been prohibited. It's been prohibited. And I'm asking that we find the solve so I can get some fucking good or back to some good. That's a legitimate ask. I can't not understand. I can't not understand when you say that. Now, Mo, some people can call you crazy. Some people can call you difficult. Some people can call you a fucking train wreck. They can say whatever they want. I'm not privy to it. So because of what I'm privy to, and because of where my heart is, and because of how I operate, I can only identify with a woman saying, I want to do what I love. And I want to be treated fairly in doing it. I can't find the problem in that. So when you ask me now, Kevin, help me in doing your part, I now have to say, okay, Mo, I will. I now have to say, I'm going to pick up the phones. I'm going to make the connections. And Mo, I'm going to be honest in my efforts, and I'm going to come back to you with real information. Now,
you can clearly hear Kevin Hart specifically saying that he's going to come back with information, that he's going to try to make things right, that he's going to support her. You can clearly hear it in the audio. That's from the actual podcast that he did with her. And she's right. It's 2 years old.
I don't do that. Well, now, Mo, now you got some shit to stand on. And you get to say, man, that motherfucker told me he never did, and he never got to me. We had a conversation, and after that, that motherfucker just, man, I swear to God, this business is a funky piece of shit. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. So when you ask for action, when you ask for...
Now, did you all hear that part that Kevin Hart said right there? He told Mo'Nique that if I don't do what I said I was going to do, then I'm a piece of you know what, that guy ain't nothing but a funky this and Hollywood ain't nothing but funky that. He sat up there and told Mo'Nique that she would have a right to call him out for what he is if he doesn't live up to the words. She didn't make Kevin Hart do this. Kevin Hart did this himself because he said he wanted to help her. Maybe he was sincere at one point in time and something changed. I don't know what. But we do know that Mo'Nique said that he gave them money, which they really appreciated, and they paid him back in full with interest. She said that he kept peppering her with the fact that he saw her as a mother, as an auntie. He said, as you heard right there, hey, if I don't do A, B, and C, then I'm just another mother, you know what, in Hollywood. Let's go back to the audio because Kevin Hart, in my opinion, has digged himself in a ditch that he can't crawl out of because he apparently, according to Mo'Nique, hasn't lived up to what he said he was going to do 2 years ago in this podcast. And you heard her say, on Shannon Sharp's podcast that she did not hear from him anymore after he said he would work with her. Let's hear.
Exact same way.
And here we go.
For help, this to me is my opportunity to go and try my best to bring a resolve to the table. And if I can be successful in that, then goddamn Mo, I'm fucking happy as hell because I'm bringing a massive talent back to the table that people fucking love. I'm bringing a massive talent back to the fucking table. To me, that's victory. Ain't got shit to do with me. It's got to do with what you love. And if I'm true to the craft, I'll take the opportunity of realizing where I sit and where I am to truly try to help out my fucking mom, my sister, my auntie. That now could be the time for it, right? All this time to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did not lie to you. Did you hear Kevin Hart clearly say out of his mouth, this is the time for me to do the right thing for my auntie, he's peppering her up with all these words as if they are blood relatives. Did you hear him say that? Put sevens in the chat room. He said my auntie, my mama, because remember before Kevin Hart blew up, it was Mo'Nique that embraced him, took him under her wing and embraced this brother. She was there for him when he wasn't big, when his star wasn't big, when he wasn't doing a whole bunch of movies. Like Cat Williams said, this man just came out of nowhere. He said an industry plant. Allegedly. Let's continue with the audio.
Went by and all this shit that went by. There wasn't the fucking guy in place that is actually the fucking good guy that people know's a good guy. They all know I'm a good guy. They know my fucking heart. Oprah, Tyler, fucking Lee, they know my heart. I talked to Lee 30 times when I went through the shit that I went through. He know my fucking heart. You know my heart. So people know.
He's talking about the car accident that he had years ago in the Hollywood Hills. He had a car accident and there was some very shady and unusual things about that car accident. Remember? He went under a lot of scrutiny. It looked like his career was about to take a tailwind. Remember, everybody? If you remember that, put sevens in the chat room. This is good stuff here.
If I'm asking, come on, guys, I don't ask. I'm asking for an attempt. And Mo, I promise you, I will bring an attempt to the table. Now, what you guys do with that attempt, I can't, I don't know. My job is to get it there. It's up to you guys at that point to go, all right, man, 11 years, fuck. We're here to walk away and hopefully hug and hopefully fucking go, all right. All right, misunderstandings, whatever we may be, we're not even gonna discuss them because we can't change it. We're here to walk out with a solution. That's what I'm going to try my best to do. And I mean that shit. I done fucking put myself, this is a verbal, I can't go backwards. I can't go backwards, right? When I talk to you, I talk to you. I don't talk at you. Talk to you. Same way you talk to me. And this is the first time that we have had a conversation, a in-depth conversation. In-depth. I don't know why I can't say that word. Is it depth or depth? It's one of the.
Nigga.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
It's deep.
She said, nigga.
And I'm glad that it happened.
Oh,
it
my
ain't about
God.
the time that it happened. It's about it happening.
Boom, let me stop it right there for a moment. Kevin Hart said out of his own mouth that, Mo'Nique, I'm giving you a verbal contract. I'm giving you a verbal contract. That's what he said in his own podcast. And the thing about Mo'Nique that I find interesting is how she's so down to earth. She keeps it real while he's saying all this, I'm giving you a verbal contract. You heard her say under her voice, nigga. Wow. Not my favorite word, but she kept it 100% real right there. But Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen, he did not keep it real. this was all circusry, all dramatics out of him. And according to her, I could only go based on not what I'm saying, what you heard on the podcast on Shay Shay's channel, Club Shay Shay. I know people don't like that. The podcast for Shannon Sharp, is you heard her say that he did all this talking and didn't do anything. You heard her say that politicians like the Al Sharptons of the world left her dry, that people in the industry left her dry. Other black female comedians were laughing at her, according to Mo'Nique. We weren't there. I wasn't there. But according to her, I tend to believe what she's saying because of what I have examined out of Tyler Perry and now what I have seen out of the mouth of Kevin Hart. I have to now look at Kevin Hart in a different way because he did all this talking. I got the receipts tonight, and all of these receipts that I've played tonight have proved that Mo'Nique was not lying about these two individuals, allegedly. Let's continue with the audio.
It's the same thing with you and what you've gone through, what you're still in. It's not about the reason and all of the shit. It's about the solution that we are going to try our best to get to. And I promise you, Mo, I promise you, on that woman Nancy Hart's grave, I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna pick up the fucking phone and I'm gonna make the calls.
Let me read this here. Tiffany Jackson says, Summer, yes, if you have to tell others you are a good person, most likely you are not. That's correcto, Mindo. I give you a clap on that. That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, I agree with that. If you have to constantly remind people that you are a good person, people that are good people don't remind people that they're good. They just do what's in the kindness of their heart, and they help people without any questions or anything that they expect to get in return. You're absolutely right. And what you see here is that Kevin Hart was doing a little bit too much, trying to give this impression that he's this good guy, but he's putting too much mustard on the sandwich. A little bit too much, man. Let's get back to the audio.
But once y'all get on that goddamn phone, it can't be about what once was and what you said and what you didn't. It has to be about the resolve.
Well, here's the thing. We've said, let's come to the table. But I would love for you to be there because sometimes you need somebody who don't have a dog in the fight to hear it. I don't want you to just take my side.
No, if you see, this isn't about me taking your side. This is
but I don't just want you to hear my side. I want you to hear it, all of it, because when you say to me, Mo'Nique, listen, I'm giving you my word. That means a whole lot to me, baby. And I know you ain't gonna bullshit your word, but I would like for you to be there because I want you to hear it and I want you to understand it. Because you're the first person in 11 years. You are the first person that said, wait a minute, you've been sitting in this shit for 11 years? Let me do what I'm supposed to do. You're the first person that's took that position.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did not live up to his word because we know that Kevin Hart, according to Mo'Nique, he never showed up. She hadn't talked to him in 2 years, which means he didn't show up to have a meeting with Tyler Perry or anybody. That means that she didn't sign any contract or any deals with Kevin Hart with his entertainment company. There is no contracts or documents signed with them collaborating anything because all it was a bunch of talk and fluff. And like y'all said in the chat room, if you got to remind people of how good you are, then you ain't good and the truth ain't in you.
Tell the truth.
Let's get back to the audio.
I've talked to political leaders. I've talked to reverends because I'm fighting. I'm fighting for my family. And I was talking to anybody who would listen. You're the first person that hurt me. And I just want to tell you thank you.
Well, I want to say I love you. I want to say that I'm never going to say things to you because it's what you want to hear. I'm never just going to jump out and take your side just because. I'm going to say that you stand on some valid points. I'm going to also say that in being a work for hire in studios, I know how studios operate and I know the expectations that come with that. It wasn't until I got to a different place in my career where I was able to manage and move differently because of things that I've built. But contracts and stuff are different now because of these things that have happened.
Yes.
And now, you know, because of these things that have presented themselves, you know, there's writing in there that says what the talent is expected to do when said movie comes out, and it's in detail. Your social media has to be used and utilized for marketing promotion without, and you know, it's because of the ground that was shook up. It's because of the people that have thought outside the box. I can't discredit you for that. I can't sit up here and go, yo, she's fucking tripping, when, you know, I had a moment where some may have thought I was tripping, right? What I also can't do, and, you know, before we wrap up, I want to make this very clear, I also can't speak passionately about the entire thing because unlike the masses, I don't know. And when people act as if they do know, that's where fire grows, that's where it spreads. So I can't speak on behalf of Oprah, Tyler, or Lee and say, well, they were wrong, they did. I can't do that because I don't know their side. I'm hearing what you said and I can say, well, Mo makes some valid points. But it's the first that I've heard anything about it. Because when this was happening, well, I was like, well, there's nothing I can do. And granted, here's the fucked up thing about that. A simple phone call, a simple check-in at that time would have went a long fucking way possibly. It would have went a long fucking way possibly. But the problem with our business, the problem with our people at times, there's this cool thing of everybody's gonna be okay. Oh man, you good, y'all dealing with that. I'm over here and I'm trying to figure out, I got this shit, I got all this stuff, I gotta move, I ain't got the time, I gotta figure out. And that's a problem. And sometimes within that problem and within that fucking mode, you miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kevin Hart explaining himself to her, to Mo'Nique, talking about how he's going to have her back, talking about if I don't do what I say I'm going to do, then you can look at me as a piece of you-know-what, garbage. Well, like I said before, according to Mo'Nique, it's been 2 years. Kevin Hart didn't live up to what he said he was going to do. It's a shame. Now, we're getting close to the conclusion of this podcast tonight, but let me give you, we're going to hear Mo'Nique and her husband, she calls him Daddy. We're going to hear just a little bit of them speaking out against D.L. Hughley because D.L. Hughley put out a memes where he said that Mo'Nique was lying about him again as it relates to some skit that he did on his show. And then his daughter's name got put in this. It's a whole mess. But we're going to hear them speak. And then to end the show, we're going to have D.L. Hughley bring it on home with his rebuttal, a strong rebuttal to what both Mo'Nique and her husband had to say. So this is fair use with the purpose of critical analysis, news reporting, parody, critical thinking skills here. And this is fair use. Let's hear what they got to say.
When she speaks in reference to what she meant while talking about DL in the past.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after. so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said it must be hard to perform oral sex.
But differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley.
No. This is where I disagree with Mo'Nique. You knew that his wife, you knew that he was married, that he has a wife. Obviously, when people are married, there's intimacy, hopefully if the relationship is healthy. And when you made that statement about what woman would want to suck you-know-what of a man that's weak, like she said D.L. Hughley was, well, the only woman that he's with that we know, we don't know the man's business outside of his marriage, but his woman, the woman that's sleeping with him in the bed every night, who's his wife, it would be an insult to his wife. This is where I disagree with the rhetoric, this portion of this video, which I see as rhetoric coming from the mouth of Mo'Nique, trying to justify the joke because D.L. Hughley felt that it was a disrespect to not only him, but his wife, and the wife, his wife, felt that it was disrespectful. Not only that, but his daughter felt that there were things that she said that was disrespectful to the family. Let's continue. So on this one, I can't give Mo'Nique a pass.
Insult was directed straight to you, DL. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was straight to you. So it felt like you were trying to pass it off as if I was going after your wife. When it comes to your daughter, to the baby God. That
let's not talk about
kids.
kids.
A post about, you did an interview about. I didn't do that interview. I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Mo'Nique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL. I posted what you said. And then when you said when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Mo'Nique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. D.L. Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother. I never said that. I never said that. And I want to be a little clear about something else. Never would I try to do anything to harm any of your babies, because we got babies too. So never would I try to do anything to harm your children. However, what I was saying to your daughter and to the other daughters out there, I know what it's like for your daddy to know you've been touched and he not protect you, because my daddy did the same thing. That's what that whole point was.
So remember, there was some issue that D.L. Hughley didn't protect his daughter who may have been or was touched by someone either in the family or outside the family, a man. And Mo'Nique brought that up while she was doing, I think, a comedy show and was talking about him and his family. She used that while she was on stage in a comedy set to particularly put DL down. I thought that was completely inappropriate. Should have said nothing about that man's child or his personal business. You should have never said any of that. This is where Mo'Nique went wrong. This is where I have to depart from my support of this portion of Mo'Nique. I do not support this. I do not support you putting people's business out there because you've got this comedy vendetta against him, this entertainment vendetta that his daughter is not a part of. And because you want to use this as fuel in your feud against DL, this is where I have to say Mo'Nique is wrong. See, for those of you out there that said, oh, you guys are not using critical thinking skills. What did I just say in my program earlier in this show? That we look at both sides of everything. We do lots of critical thinking on this. This is one of the few channels within Black YouTube that does critical analysis. I look at both sides of the equation. On this one, she's wrong. She got up on that stage because she wanted to make fun of D.L. Hughley. That's why D.L. Hughley says he regrets ever going in and working with her in a comedy show, because he felt she threw him under the bus. Obviously, he said things about her too, which is why she went up there and said what she had to say. But she brought a child into it, or his daughter into it, about whether he didn't protect her from some sort of abuse. That's wrong. That's wrong to put that on a stage like that. This is where she's wrong. And this is where D.L. Hughley has every right to go in like he did. Let's continue.
I was showing why I would call you a coward, brother. I don't think it's brave that you didn't protect your baby. So when I said what I was saying, let me be clear to you, D.L. Hughley, it had nothing to do in reference to your family, and you know that. Now, when you were speaking and you were going off and you said, what did he say? She was so offended by the game we play, but you didn't say what the offense was. And that's the part for me that is disheartening, that you continue to try to trick and smoke and mirror our people. If you're going to say it all the way through. When you say family is sacred, you are absolutely right, baby. You're right. But when you say would my husband rather, and you co-sign your team of people doing that, well, isn't my husband sacred? So you got to be careful in your words, because the very words you use, DL, they're going to come back, and they're coming back to bite you, baby. And what I also said on Club Shay Shay, when I looked in that camera, I said, DL, I love you, brother. And I don't know if you didn't hear that part, but we really do. We love you, brother. And if ever you get courageous enough to want to have a conversation, we're always open to it, because doing that, it shows how our community can get better. When you're wrong, as we have said to you, hey, brother, we apologize on that one.
Yeah, incorrect on the cease and desist. And I want to add one more thing. When you spoke in reference to your daughter being a reason why Mo'Nique stopped speaking about it, what you don't even understand, out of love for you, see, you can have a problem with your brother, but you're not going to take it out on kids. And we respected the fact that she tried to defend you, but we got 3 big ass sons.
Right, but this is the problem. Children should have never been brought into the conversation in the battle that you guys have over your differences. That's the bottom line, Mo'Nique, and to your husband. At the end of the day, children should have never been a child. I don't care if his daughter is 18, she's an adult. Kids should be brought into the equation of some mess that y'all got between each other.
Tell the truth.
I'm going to say the same thing for these YouTube streets. The same thing should go for these YouTube streets. You got a problem with somebody on the YouTube streets? I don't know why people have problems with people on the YouTube streets. If you would stick your asses to the content and stay on content, instead of talking about people, maybe you wouldn't have beefs. And this is the problem on these YouTube streets, because when people have beefs with each other, which I think is stupid, you should use the platform to educate, to inform your people, maybe even entertain, but why beef with one another on these YouTube streets? These are the problems that we have. On the YouTube streets, we bring people's family into it. You dox people, put people's personal information about their kids and family out there. That's what Mo'Nique and her husband did, allegedly. She put some business out there that had no business being put out there. The daughter had to come out of the woodworks and defend her father. She should have never had to do that, because they should have never brought his daughter's name up. I stand on that.
That if we were to think about it in the same way that she thought about it, what would that be? But out of love for you. We're not going to go after your child trying to protect the father that she loves. But one could argue, based upon what you said about yourself, had you exhibited the same type of love and protection for your other daughter that your other daughter tried to exhibit towards you.
See, this is the problem right here. Stop talking about this man's family. See, now I'm beginning to think that Mo'Nique's husband is a goofball. You're setting up here. Now I understand why D.L. Hughley had to go in on them again, and I'm going to show you that video. But you're setting up here again, getting on your social media, and again, you're talking about his daughter and his other daughter. Maybe he doesn't get along with one daughter or the other. Who knows? But that shit y'all talked about was what? How many years ago, y'all? Put it in the chat room. Was it 4 years ago? Was it 5 years ago? Was it 3 years ago? Come on, man. Why are you even talking about his kids on your social media again? I'm sorry, Mo'Nique. I'm sorry. This is unacceptable. All your issues that you got with Kevin Hart, that you got with Lee Daniels, who gave you an apology, that you got with Oprah, that's all legitimate, yes. But now this crap here is unacceptable.
There never would have been the commentary that you made about yourself.
Oh, my
God.
God.
And I liken it to Brother Corey Holcomb, who I don't know. But I got a lot of respect for him because I heard him say something in an interview. He spoke about how Earthquake's son had came to one of his shows. And the young man was hesitant about introducing himself or reintroducing himself because of the rift between his father and himself.
This is all.
And Brother Corey was like, come on, man. No. You come over here and I'm going to give you love. Because that was between your father and I. And
this is all bullshit, y'all. He's giving you a story about Corey Holcomb and Earthquake had a falling out. Corey Holcomb had fallout with everybody. God damn, can black people ever get along? My God, man.
Tell the truth.
Now look, he's talking about Corey Holcomb having a fallout with Earthquake, the comedian, and that his son went to a Corey Holcomb comedy show and was afraid to embrace Corey Holcomb and give him a hug or a shake. And Corey Holcomb was basically saying, look, no matter what me and your father have going on, I'm not going to treat you poorly. I get it. But this is the thing. Why are we even having conversations about kids when kids and people's kids shouldn't even be brought up in the damn first place? Come on, y'all.
Consider the whole thing and reach back out to an old friend. In my humble opinion, that's what real men do. We come from the old school.
No, real men don't talk about other people's family. Real men focus on the responsibility of their family and their family only. Real men don't do all this gossiping, drag out type stuff like this. That's what real men do, man.
I don't have no problem with your children because we love them and we love you and we want y'all to win. Not at the expense of the community, though, being demeaned in order to get followers. But from the standpoint of if we come together, we're going to win just by default. So at the end of the day, when you get to talking about how Mo'Nique is not loved and this and the other, that's your perception. But what I'll say is it is due to the love that we have that we're able to love those that say things that could be construed as hurtful, but we understand that the old saying of hurt people. So we don't take what you say personally, brother. And again, it's nothing but love. In addition to the fact, I'm Q-Sci-Fi. Just like you, except I've been in about 29 going on 30.
No, Goofy. D.L. Hughley is not a member. I think D.L. Hughley is a member of Phi Beta Sigma. Let me look this up. I'm just curious because he's getting I think he's got his information wrong. D.L. Hughley is a member of what fraternity? Okay. I stand correct. He is a member of Omega Psi Phi. he is a member of Omega. I thought for some reason he was a member of Phi Beta Sigma, but that's not what's important. What's important here, if he's a member of your fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, I stand correct. He's a member of Omega Psi Phi. If he's a member of the fraternity, then you should know something about brotherhood, which is you should be talking to him not on social media, but privately as a brother, as a fellow Omega. You should be talking to him as a brother privately about these matters, not on social media, man. What are you talking about?
I'm not going to argue with you, frat.
So he's a member of Omega Psi Phi. I thought he was a Sigma for some reason.
So we wanted to extend that to you and let you know what it is. And again, if you ever want to speak, let's have a real conversation. But people needed to know where the confrontation on stage began, and it was from that day.
It was from that day. And once you own that day, DL, guess what, baby? We'll be good. Now, talking about...
Wow. Everybody, we're going to get ready to get close to a conclusion here in the program. What I simply want to do is I'm going to go to the video that DL Hughley put out. I never can get his last name pronunciated correctly, so I just say DL. But DL had a rebuttal to this particular video that they did. I think they did this video on Instagram or something of that nature. But DL had a rebuttal to that, and he wasn't feeling anything that they were saying. And what I want to do is I want to play that for you. If you've been enjoying this podcast, this stream tonight, put a 7 in the chat room. I normally don't go live on Saturday. I normally go live on Sundays, but I'm going live tonight because I won't be going live tomorrow because everybody's going to be watching the Super Bowl. So that's why I gave you a surprise Saturday night show. I'm glad I did this. And this is crazy. Let's go to DL right now. Let's hear what he has to say about this whole situation, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. Peace.
All right, I'm taking time to respond to Mo'Nique again. She made another greasy-ass video with her daddy. We kind of relitigating some of the stuff she said on Club Shay Shay, where she talked about how she was on the show and somebody, they played a game, Would You Rather? And I guess she felt like they insulted her husband's sexuality, which is interesting because she can always talk shit about everybody else's sexuality. But I guess her husband's sacrosanct. He's off limits. But a hit dog will bark unless his mouth is full. But she talked about, well, she didn't actually call her lawyer. Who the fuck would be afraid of your lawyer? Your lawyer, you mean the lawyer that did your contract? That lawyer, the lawyer from the firm of Negro, from Ghetto, Got Him and Gone, that lawyer? Who the fuck afraid of him? He couldn't get your name right on the ticket. He gonna get it right on a legal document. It didn't happen because we decided it shouldn't happen. You didn't need to, because we respect people. We don't have to do things for clicks. They took it off.
This is fair use.
Because I respected you at the time. You also talked about how I disrespect you on so many platforms. But you have this impeccable memory where you can tell to the degree, well, who did what to you and why and what happened, where you were. But you can't pull up one time on any platform that I said anything about you at all because you know you're lying. You got that piece of paper.
Whoa. This has been going on for a long time, folks. A feud between them. DL is going in here. He ain't taking no mess. He's pissed off. You can clearly hear it in his voice. Once again, I hate to see black people at odds with one another, black comedians, black anybody. But these are the things that happen. We have an issue we have an issue. And I think it comes out of a lot of self-hate, a lot of jealousy and envy that we have for one another. We seem not to be able to work on code. It's a shame. I don't see a lot of these other groups of people, white comedians or white celebrities or other groups. I'm sure that they have their problems, but we always see ours displayed, right? And I just think it's sad. But let's hear DL.
Big ass memory, but you can't pull one up. My biggest mistake is saying yes to you. I should have said no when you couldn't come on my radio show. I should have said no that I wasn't playing those dates with you. As a matter of fact, almost anybody who says yes to you at some point is in this milieu with you. Almost anybody. So I would suggest anybody out there, you can say yes to drugs, but say no to Mo'Nique. You talked about how my children, families are uplifted. They weren't when you were running across Vegas. The stage in Detroit.
Right. This is where I totally agree with DL. Children have to be off limits. And when she was on that stage, I think that was Vegas, she came out of her mouth and started talking about DL's family. This is where it all went wrong. He's right here. This is where I have to say right is right and wrong is wrong, everybody. If you agree with my premise here, put 7s in the chat room. And I think everybody out there that's watching, that's listening tonight, make sure you hit the bell notification. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Make sure you share this video on all your social media, and don't get out of here without hitting the likes button on this video tonight.
They weren't when you talking shit on social media. When you got your ass whipped and your tickets dropped, then they became off limits. But let's do this. Let's decide that you will treat my children like you treat yours, like you don't know them, invisible, like you have no relationship with them, like you're estranged, like you're unfamiliar, like you don't know them. You also intimated that I was a coward. You know what I'd never do? I would never let my woman take care of me. I would never let my woman get evicted from her apartment. I would never let my woman has to ask another man for money. I'd never do that. Can your old man say the same?
You know what he's talking about? He's talking about when Kevin Hart cut a check, I guess, and gave them money. So he's letting off the gloves here, y'all. He really is. He's not playing, and here we go.
He loves you. Of course, he got to say that. You claim him on your taxes. He's a dependent. He's sitting there with you right now. And everything. Because it ain't like he does anything else. But you never address the salient point. I said that if you spent as much time writing your Netflix special as you did arguing about getting it, it wouldn't have been trash. It was. I didn't say it. I defy anybody out there. Stop listening to me. Watch it. Read the reviews. Read the reviews. You begged for something. You made valid points that women are underpaid, that they're not valued. That's absolutely right. So you would think that when you got a chance to do something that you could argue for, you'd be up for the challenge, but you shit the bed because you never are ready for it, because all you ever do is complain about what you don't have. You're never ready for the moment because you're always living in the past. I said it. If you spend half of your time doing as opposed to talking about who didn't do for you and what they did for you, you'd be a lot further along. You wouldn't be evicted. You wouldn't be working for your man. You wouldn't be asking.
Information is power.
Everybody in the chat room, before I end the show tonight, I'm going to look at some of your statements. I'm going to pull up your statements on the board, but this is what I want to know from you all. Do you feel that DL was right? Do you feel that Mo'Nique is spending too much time living in the past and blaming people? And do you feel that it was wrong? Well, it should automatically be that it was wrong for her to get on that stage in Las Vegas and begin talking about DL Hughley's relationships with one or two of his daughters. It's obvious that he has some strained relationship with one daughter. Something happened to her. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has a great relationship with his daughter and she just used that because she knew something about her and she used it to hurt DL. Why else would you bring up something about a man's kids? I don't think DL has one time brought up anything about Mo'Nique's children in this whole back and forth that they've had with each other. That's where the line was crossed, and that's why DL has come at her venomously on social media. What do you all think? Let's take a look in the chat room and see what you're saying before I get ready to pull out of here tonight. Let me see. Summer is saying this. Dragging women to get to him, wrong either way. Yeah, I think everything about what's going on is wrong on both sides. There's a lot of blame on both sides in this situation when you bring kids into the situation. I think DL is just mad as hell and is not going to let up. That's my man Mike B in the house.
Information is power.
Natural Expression says, we don't have a dog in the fight. Not our issue to say who is wrong or right. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Tell the truth.
Well, I think it's not our issue because we don't know actually what's going on behind the scenes, but we do know what's been presented to us. We do know that. And I did play audio tonight that does show that Kevin Hart allegedly and Tyler Perry allegedly they lied to Mo'Nique. In the situation with DL, I think Mo'Nique and her husband were wrong. That's where I stand on that. That's my opinion, but we're all entitled to our opinions, but not always our own facts. Let me see right here. Let me see what we got right here. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome over here. Good to see you. Good to see you, my sister. Thank you for coming over. We got a Black Anonymous who says this. Yes, Mo'Nique is super talented and should just move onward. Okay. Let's see who else we got here. We have Mel. He told that huge private secret about his own daughter. Yeah. I'm glad you said that. This is something that DL said himself. And because Mo'Nique and her husband were aware of what he had said himself, then they sort of used it against him. So you're right. Let's correct some things here. DL actually on his own show, I think it was his radio show, he actually expressed the situation with his daughter. Now, you can make the argument maybe he should have kept that to himself, but this is the thing. Yeah, he said it on his own show about his daughter and what had happened to her, and he admitted that he wasn't there for her. Now, DL admitted this on his show, but I still don't think it was right for Mo'Nique and for Mo'Nique to take that vulnerable situation that he admitted to, that he had a time in his life where he wasn't there for one of his daughters and something had happened to her. I still don't think that Mo'Nique should have took that story as a way to leverage something against DL. That's just my opinion about it. I think she still should have left it alone because you're talking about a child. He can talk about his child, but you shouldn't be talking about his child. That's my position on that. Let's see. Let me see. Mel said this. She owned millions and her issue with Tyler isn't actually going to be over, unfortunately. Oh, goodness. That makes it right. What Mo did with that information. Tiffany Jackson goes on to say here, Summer, yes. Thieves and secrecy. Thieves and secrecy. Wow. Naps TV comes in the house and says, remember, DL's daughter went in on Mo'Nique to the point that Mo had to issue an apology. Mo is for one person and one person only, Mo'Nique. That's right. Hey, Naps TV, thank you for reminding me that. That's true. It was DL daughter who went to social media, went in on Mo for saying what she said and for exploiting a situation in which DL on his own radio show talked about how what it was is that DL admitted that he failed as a father at one point in his life as it related to his daughter that was abused by somebody potentially. He lived up, he owned it as a man. Mo'Nique simply took that as a creative license to make a joke out of it to make him look bad because of their feud. The daughter came out in the wash and said, you were wrong for that. And you're right. She had to give a public apology for that. You're absolutely right. I totally had forgotten about that. Thank you for putting it out there, Naps. Check out his channel as well. Alicia says that she agrees. Let me see. What exactly do you agree with? Maybe I missed something, Alicia. What exactly area are you agreeing with? Agreeing with what we just said a few minutes ago? Let me see. MZ Kim Bling Bar and More says, I feel like she has received what she wanted to have it announced that others were responsible. So now move on. Right. She should move on when, yeah, I agree. Let me see here. I thought we discussed it after Mo came out about it. Yeah, she did come out about it, but my whole premise tonight is that when it comes to family members and kids, even when you got beef with someone, leave your beef with them and don't bring people's kids into the equation. That's just what I'm going to stand on tonight. I have to stand on that. Let me see. Alicia said that I agree that the kids should be left out. Right. Kids should always be left out because the kids are not the ones that are on stage doing comedy. The kids are not the ones on social media talking about you. So leave them alone. And actually, it's a bad look for you as grown-ass parents to be going back and forth with each other and you got kids watching you beefing with each other. To me, it's a bad example for even your kids to see you doing this stuff. It's crazy. C Fresh 1000 says, she said if he allowed them people to disrespect her, no wonder he didn't protect his. Yeah, I know she said that. She said a lot of things. Mel says he had no business doing that to his daughter. Well, DL didn't abuse his daughter. His daughter, I believe, might have been abused by someone else. And the question was, did he actually protect his daughter? That was the question. DL is the one that talked about, you can probably go on YouTube and find the original video with him talking on his show, and you can hear it for yourself to get a more clear idea of what he actually said. Because I have to be honest, I have forgotten some of what he had said, so I don't want to start making up things that are not correct. Let me see. Mel said this, that's a family situation. It should stay in private. I agree. And you know what? You can make an argument that maybe DL should have never brought it up on his radio show or his podcast. You can make that argument too, that he almost brought it on himself by putting it out there that someone would use it against him. So you can look at this in so many different layers, everybody. So many different layers. We got the Natural Expression says, not his story to tell, but we don't know if he got her permission to speak on it. You know what? He probably did. Matter of fact, wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't his daughter in the studio when he talked about this? Can somebody confirm that for me? I want to say that his daughter was in the studio with him when he said that. So I think he did get her consent, because I think when he talked about this situation, I think his daughter was in the studio with him that day when they talked about this issue. Am I correct? Let me see. Mel said this. Speaking about that on air is a no. Let me see. Mel said Mo'Nique would not even know. She shouldn't have known. Right. She wouldn't have known if DL had never brought it up. I get you. I get where you're coming from. But it's not a good look. I agree with that. And exactly, Alicia, exactly. It's not a good look at all. I certainly wouldn't share something like that. I don't care if I'm a celebrity or anything like that. I don't care if I have a radio show, whatever I got. I'm not sharing that business. No. You're absolutely right. Von Bryant said this. My man, Von Bryant. Thank you. See? I know that my memory wasn't failing me. That's right. Von, thank you for saying that. Thank you for reminding us. His daughter was in the studio when he talked about it. I believe he got her permission. And I think when he was talking to his daughter about it, I think it was his way of reconciling with his daughter and telling her that he's sorry that he failed her in her time of need. I think that's what he did. And you can make an argument that was being a man to admit to your daughter as a celebrity for everybody to hear. But for him to do that, I would imagine that his daughter and him had a conversation and said, you know what? Let's put this on air. Let's talk about this because maybe we can help other fathers and daughters. Maybe that was what they were trying to do. I don't know. Simply speculating here. Victory begins in the garden. How you doing, sister? Victory begins in the garden says this. I think that he told this story to wake men up, to let men know not to ignore your child because he had ignored. Right. He gave his testimonial and Mo'Nique weaponized it against him. You're damn Skippy right.
Tell the truth.
You're damn right. That's exactly what she did. Let me see. Summary says, Summary says, I think that's the correct way to say your name. Summary said, I wonder if people still disagree. Wow. Bonnie Rose has just come in. Hi, Information Man Show and everyone. Hey, Bonnie Rose, thank you for coming over. Everybody, make sure you check out Bonnie Rose's channel. Bonnie Rose has a music channel where she plays music. It's like one of those music type channels where you have music and she has animations and stuff like that of black people, black animations on the screen while she's playing various beautiful music that you can relate to. So check out Bonnie Rose. I think that's exactly what he was trying to do. I think that he was trying to give a warning to other men to be aware of what's happening to your daughter and be there for her. And you're absolutely right. Victory begins. Mo'Nique used it and weaponized it against him because of her beef that she had with him. And that part, what I have to say, was wrong. Let me see. Mel says, but he's the head of his family and knows the business in his daughters does not. It's ultimately on him to make the executive direction. Interesting. Let me see. Natural said 2024 is the year of transparency. Well, didn't Cat Williams say that this is going to be the year of transparency? This is going to be the year of exposing people. And God knows it's happening right now. I thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate you. We're going to get ready to wrap this whole thing up. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you are new here, thank you for sharing this video on your social media. If you have done so, thank you. Tell people about the channel, your friends, your loved ones. Tell your friends in your neighborhood, up the street, down the block, and around the damn corner about the Information Man Show, y'all. I thank you. My man Von Bryan says Mo'Nique should have never weaponized it. I agree. And Tiffany Jackson says exposure is needed, and this is the year of exposure. This is where I agree with Cat Williams in all that he has said. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to get out of here. But I think I have a super chat that's just come on board. Let me see what I have here. Oh, let me say peace and love to the Empress Goddess, saying great show. Thank you. And let me give some love to MZ Kim, Bling Bar and More. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got wives, girlfriends, ladies, if you like beautiful jewelry, necklaces, she runs her YouTube channel like you see on TV where she displays the merchandise that you can purchase from her. Beautiful handmade jewelry that she sells. You're going to love it. She's great. She gave me a great super chat. I appreciate you. So as a result of that, we got to do this before we get out of here, folks. You know what we got to do, and here it goes.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
I wake up. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip, this whack. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nicky Grid.
I want to say peace and love to Patty's Kitchen and Garden and More. It's a wonderful lady. I think she lives in Alabama. She's the one that gave us a great insight into Alabama. She went to all the historical sites in Alabama where she's from. I think I used some of her videos. She gave me permission to use in one of my videos as it related to where the riverboat brawl took place. She showed us that area, but she showed us beautiful historical areas in the state of Alabama, in the area that she lives in. And I want to say thank you for coming over to the channel. Make sure, folks, you check out her channel. She's a lovely lady, very pleasant. She takes beautiful walks on her channel, very pleasant and very powerful energy that she gives out. And we need that. I'm going to say this again. It was entertaining doing this tonight. We laughed. We made our statements tonight about what we think is going on. We all have our opinions. I played audio. I played some things that revealed certain people as not being as honest as they try to claim to be, a Tyler Perry or a Kevin Hart. But at the end of the day, I don't like to see black people fighting one another, but these are things that are happening, and hopefully Mo'Nique will find some sort of resolution to all the things that she's been upset about over these years as it relates to her career and people that she feel have lied on her. I'm hoping that her and DL Hughley can at some point squash their beef. Apparently, her husband is right. He's a member of a Mega Sci-Fi fraternity, and Mo'Nique's husband is a member of that fraternity. And as brothers, they should come together behind closed doors and squash all of this shit just in the name of their brotherhood alone, if nothing else.
Tell the truth.
So, with that said, again, everybody, thank you for your support tonight. I see we got my man DoorDash Revolution in the house. I believe he's in the house. If you have not gotten acquainted with DoorDash Revolution, subscribe to that brother's channel. Give him some love. Give him some support, because he's just come in the house and he has blessed us with his presence. Rev, it's good to see you over here, brother. I'm trying to find you in my system so I can pull you up, but somehow I must have, I don't know. I don't know why I can't, let me see. Where are you? Where are you? Rev. Well, Rev, I see you in there. You said family and children are off limits. That's what brother Rev said, and peace to you again. Natural Express says we have to get away from that skin color, melanin. Yeah, that, let me see, mentality. Right. Start judging folks by the content of their character. Well, it would be nice if we could. Then we got my man, Mike B, who says, I think the wounds are cut too deep, and even if they come to a understanding, it will not be truly done.
Tell the truth.
Sadly, I hate to say it, you're telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
Everybody, before I leave you, let me also remind you to make sure that you take a look at the community tab. I'm dropping all sorts of great memes on there about our history. Now, look, I've actually been dropping these memes way before Black History Month. We don't need to wait to a particular month to celebrate and to inspire and to educate our people about our history, particular history that's been hidden from us. So when you go into the community tab of this channel, you say, what is a community tab? When you go to my channel, you look at the very top, scroll where it says community. You go into the community tab and you will see all my videos that I drop to remind you that I'm going live. You will see all the historical history facts and beautiful pictures of our people with history facts to go with it on occasion in the community tab. I'm going to keep dropping it and dropping it and dropping it because people love the community tabs. And what I want to do eventually is some of those things that I have dropped in the community tab, I would like to do a video, do a show about it, maybe have a panel where people can come up on the panel and talk about these various things that have happened in history that our people, black men and black women, have accomplished in this world, not only in America, but globally. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for being here with me tonight, rocking with the channel. We'll be back for more presentation during this week. Tomorrow's a Super Bowl, so I won't be live tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this tonight. I really appreciate you all. Let's get on out of here, everybody. Peace. You've been listening and watching the Information Man Show. Good night, everybody. Peace. Thank you.
You've been watching and listening to the Information Man Show. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Yeah. I say
tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You've been listening to Tell the Truth Media tonight. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Shame the devil and tell the damn truth. Ice. Yeah. You've been listening to the Information Man Show. That's right. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great night. Enjoy the game tomorrow. That's right. One, two, three.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you want a hot one. Yeah. You with the hottest under the sun. But be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your words. If I'm more than what you bargain for. Fun to flirt, but promise to deliver. Much is required. Cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You ain't really ready. Won't be faithful to someone ungrateful. I can't try to make you if you ain't you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You said you want a real one. Well, it don't get no realer than the realest one. Baby, can you handle it? If you really want it, better come get you some. But be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your word. If I'm more than what you bargained for. One dessert, but you ain't finished dinner. Much is required.
Information Man Show thanks you. Have a great night.
Tell the truth.